Hey guys, how's it going? It's going off grid again. And this is my portable 3.2 kilowatt 4000 watt inverter LiPo box. And in here we got the same inverter as this one right here. We got a 4000 watt reliable inverter at 24 volts. This inverter was sent to me by a friend on YouTube, and he had two of them, and he ended up upgrading to a Magnasign. I believe it was a Magnasign. Or no, he has I think it's a 6000 watt Ames inverter. Sorry, that's what it is. He's got a 6000 watt Ames inverter. And I've had these for a while now. I've only been using this one here. I haven't been using this one. One was good that he sent me. It just had a voltage issue, I believe. When you put too much volt into it, it started flickering a little bit. And then the other one, I think it was blown, and I repaired it. And so now that what has happened to this one was the one that was good. It just had a slight voltage issue. The input voltage, when it gets too high, it starts blinking. Not blinking, like, so it goes like from 120 volts to 123 volts, 120 volts, 123 volts. So you'll see a slight flicker in the lights. It doesn't affect anything, but if you're running your entire house with it, it can be annoying. So I think that's one of the reasons he got rid of it. And this one has served me very well. I think it served him for, I don't know, maybe a year, and then I've had it for 2 years or something like that. And then all of a sudden, this one it started just putting out 98 volts. And I was like, what's going on here? There's something funny. So I tested and found out that these fuses were blown, this one and this one. And these ones they only have, let's see if this will zoom in here. The lighting is not great in here. Sorry about that, guys. Come on. 20 amp fuses. So there's 2 of them per transformer, so that's a total of 40 amps. And so I figured this transformer is no longer working, and same with this one because of those fuses. And then I checked the MOSFETs, and the MOSFETs are also shot. So this one's actually good, but I'm going to change it anyways because these are a pair. And when one dies, it could do damage to the other one without it going. So I'm just going to replace them both. But this one still works. That one's shot. I believe this one still works. That one's shot, or vice versa. I can't remember. But I'm replacing all 4. Everything else on this inverter works fine. So that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, it really pays off to be able to do very simple inverter repairs, like replace MOSFETs. It's not always the MOSFETs, but most of the time it is. And it's very easy. All you have to do is have a really nice side cutter. Come on here. And you got to be able to cut. If you can cut each one of those little terminals, there's 3 terminals coming to each MOSFET. If you can cut those, then grab it with the needle nose and use a soldering iron to pull those out, you can easily replace these. So I have 4 to replace, and I'm going to do that. Then I'll have a perfectly working 4000 watt inverter again. And these things aren't super cheap. They're a lot cheaper than name brand, but they're still not cheap. Like, when this breaks, I would be very disappointed if I could not fix it myself. So, like I said, I believe I already fixed this one, and it is working very nicely. I'll show you guys. If you can see, the light turns on, both screens turn on in there. Let's see if I can focus on that. No, over here. There we go. Anyways, it works really well. It's sitting at 23.9 volts, or at least at the charger. I'm using one of these Buck. Is this a boost? Yeah, Buck boost converter. This is a boost, sorry, not a Buck. Boost converter. And I'm charging at 100 watts. It's a very low charge. And then I have, this is for my fast charge. I'm going to put 20 amps into it through these XT60 connectors. Yeah, so I'm going to go inside in the air conditioning, quickly swap those out, and we should have a working unit. Also, just give you guys an update here. This is one of my oldest lithium batteries that I own. finally just puffed on me a little bit, and I don't believe that was from use. I have these underwater scooters. I had it in this scooter sitting in the sun, and it kind of roasted the battery, and it kind of one cell puffed just a little. Still works great. I'm going to continue using it. And yeah, and then these are my other new batteries I just bought. These are a 5200. We got a 6000 there. They're mixed brands. I made a splitter into one. So this one's for my daughter's scooter, which is right there. Works great for her. And this is my scooter, which I have modified the crap out of it because, well, it stopped working. The internal guts in this thing couldn't take the 16 volts that I was putting into it, because this is a 4S. As you can see, there's 4 cells on the side. And it worked for quite a while, but I went up to the cottage and everybody got their hands on it, and it got used non-stop. And so the electronics fried on the inside. So I totally bypassed everything. This no longer has a waterproof 65-foot rating. I don't know what it's got. It's just, I literally put a hole with silicone on both sides. So whatever that rating would be, maybe like 10, 15 feet. But all I have is this 30 amp Anderson connector on the outside, and then this is my switch. What I do is I put my thumb around it like this, and then this plugs into here, like so. And the second you plug it in, it goes. And then when you drive, you're going, you want to stop, you just pull on it, and it stops. So it's very crude, I know. I just quickly put this together. I want to make sure it still worked. And I found out that this thing actually has a MOSFET on the inside, and it was limiting power to the motor the whole time. So now I get way more power. It's literally twice as fast as it was before. Like, this thing, it now rips. I don't think I can swim as fast as this thing will pull me. Probably has 50, 60, at least 60, I would say at least 50, maybe up to 60, 65 pound-feet of thrust now. This thing is awesome. It rips. This thing only has, I would say, like 20 pound-feet of thrust, maybe. And when I first got this thing, this might have had 30. So it's doubled. It's really cool now. I really like it. I was running it with just this one before, and I got almost an hour's use. So with these two beside it, I should get about maybe 2.5, 3 hours, and I got 2 more of these coming. So I found out that underneath this box here is another cavity on the inside. That's where the electronics were, and I can stick about 2 more batteries in there. So this is going to be a really sweet unit when it's done. I just hope the motor doesn't burn out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. There should be another clip after this. Alright, so I don't have the same MOSFETs to go back in. These are, according to the data sheet, inferior MOSFETs, but I looked at a bunch of, or a few of the other inverters, and they had these instead of these, so I'm going to be using them. We'll see how it works. I also got to replace this tiny little resistor. That thing got fried. Also this one, I believe. This one here got fried. And I'm replacing it with these guys right there. So, see how that works, using the big old 200 watt soldering iron again. And hopefully we don't burn the board too bad. And yeah, thanks for watching. I don't know if you guys are seeing a pattern here, but with these input cables being shorter for these first banks of MOSFETs and transformers, and the ones with the longer wires, these ones I rarely see blow on this side. They almost always blow on this side, because the ones with the shorter wires here, they carry more current, and so obviously these are most likely to blow, and these are least likely. I would like to see a design change where all these wires are the exact same length. They just come back and around and in. And I believe this would be a little bit better, but I could be wrong. Maybe I just know nothing about this stuff, but These should really be on this side. I should put these heavy duty ones over here and these ones on the other side, but I don't want to do all that extra work. I just want to get a working inverter and see how long it lasts. We'll have to test that out. Right now we're currently using the other 4000 watt just to run all this stuff, just because all my plugs are way over there. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Alright, finished with my repair. Let's see how this works. We're going to test it out and see if we got 120 volts instead of 98 volts. Yeah, the soldering job was not like too great, but it's not terrible. I could fix it up a bit, but I'm not going to until I test it. Oh, there's that resistor I was missing. Anyways, I'm going to turn this. There we go. Now you can see better. There's some resistor down there that I knocked off by accident. I'm just going to get rid of that while I can. There you go. Anyways, let's see if this baby works. So I hooked up a tiny 6S LiPo battery. And the news is very good, people. We got 123 volts. This is the inverter that had the slight input, or the input voltage. When you go too high, it gave you the blinking red light. It seems to be working. Seems like my little resistors worked and my MOSFETs worked. So awesome. Saved another inverter. And yeah, that's awesome. I'm really happy about this. And the crazy thing is I had this in some really crappy weather conditions. So it could have had absolutely nothing to do with it. This could have just broke because, or it could have been, I had it in some really, really nasty conditions. Like I tried not to keep it open the whole time. I had this kind of cocked on here because I didn't want it to get too hot in there. So I had it like this. It was snowing outside and it was freezing. Had a bit of freezing rain and stuff. And then I also had it in the extreme humidity. So yeah, it could have broke on its own, or who knows. But yeah, got it fixed again. I'm pretty happy with this. And we're putting out the right voltage and everything, no problemo. Super happy, actually. So now this will become my spare inverter to this one. And thank you very much again to the guy that gave me this. You know who you are, and see you guys later.